Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, hope you're all well. Right, here we go again. I'm down Tenby for the week. It's not a fishing holiday, I'm just having a bit of a break. Time to recharge those batteries. Now today, I'm at a mark known as the Bandstand Rocks. It's a favourite spot of mine. High water, it's in around 5.5 hours time. I'll fish it all the way up and probably an hour or so into the ebb. For the first couple of hours, I'm going to be having a scratch around. 2 rods out there. I've just stuck a 3-hook flabber rig on each, size 1 and size 2 hooks, small bits of bait, and I'll just see if there's anything out there. But as that water starts to push in, on one of those rods I will be sticking on a 3/0 pulley pennel, and that one is going to be for bigger baits. In terms of potential action today, I think we're going to have to wait until that light starts to fade into this evening, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. We're now early March. In my opinion, it's the hardest time of the year when it comes to sea fishing. A lot of the winter species, they've now moved off, and the summer species, they haven't quite arrived, and we're in that lull period, or that in-between period if you like. But all we can do is to give it our best shot, and you never know, there could be a couple of fish out there. I'll enjoy it regardless, and guys, hopefully you'll enjoy the video. There we are, that's one of the rigs out there. We're about an hour into the flood now. The water is pushing up lovely. In terms of bait, I've got ragworm, sand eel, squid, bluey and mackerel. A nice variety. It might be bright, but I tell you what, it's cold. We got an Arctic blast coming down from the north, and at this time of the year when the fishing's hard work, that's the last thing you want. I'm not expecting much, to be honest, but like I said in my intro, I'll enjoy it. Just nice being out. That's what it's all about. To my right, we've got St. Catherine's Island and the Castle Beach, and a bit further on we've got the South Beach, and I fished on the South Beach 2 nights ago, didn't have a touch. On the way back I was talking to a couple of anglers, they were fishing to my left, and the same for them, nothing. I reckon now in a few weeks time the fishing will start to improve. Early spring, so yeah, I reckon around the middle of spring it'll start to kick in. Right, let's sort out the other rod. I'm sorry about this wind, guys. Hopefully the sound is coming across okay. Always the way, when that tide starts to flood in, the wind tends to pick up. Been fishing now for around 2 and a bit hours, nothing as of yet. I'm not surprised, to be honest. We'll see what happens now when that light starts to fade, when it gets dark. We might get something, we might not. It's gonna be a cold one too. Quite a heavy frost forecast for this evening and tonight. And tomorrow, there's chance of snow, apparently. I'll give it another hour, and on one of those rods I'm going to stick on a 3/0 pulley pennel rig for big baits. Maybe a big bluey bait or a squid and sandy eel cocktail. There could be an early ray out there. You do get rays off this mark. This particular spot is nice in the summer with a lighter gear. Float fishing or a bit of spinning for the mackerel, garfish, pollock. But if you've never fished it before, you're better off coming in with someone else. It's a bit tricky underfoot, and you just need to be a bit careful. Quite a bit of spray coming up now. Come on, fishies, come on. Not much to report, I'm afraid, guys. Very quiet. The right down rod, I've just cast that 3/0 flabber rig towards the island because over there, near the rocks, there's going to be a lot of food. Limpets, mussels, crab, etc. And there could be a few fish lurking. At the moment, I've got a 6-ounce plain lead on each of those rods. But because of the swell, they are moving around. So in a sec, I'll be sticking on a couple of grippers. 6-ounce grippers. If it wasn't for this wind, it would be a pleasant evening. That's the one good thing about the North Beach. You do get some good protection from the wind. Well, depending on the direction. But yeah, I like it over there. Now when it comes to Tenby, the more popular choice seems to be the South Beach for fishing. But I've had some good fish over on the north. The last time I fished it, it was a big spring tide, night tide, and I was catching turbot on frozen black lugworm tipped off with squid. Had a few dogfish too. Yeah, it was a fun session, that. If I get a chance this week, I'll give it a bash. Ah, that's a shame. First bite of the session, couple of good pulls, but yeah, nothing. That was on a straight ragworm. Oh well, a bit of action. Yeah, that was a cracking bite there on the right hand rod. Couple of sharp pull downs. I allowed the bite to develop. Struck into it, but nothing there. I don't think it was a dogfish. It was a bit too aggressive, but who knows? Usually you can tell a dogfish bite a mile off. That's something anyway. I feel a bit more confident now. On the left hand rod, I've just stuck on a 3/0 pulley pennel, and I've put a bluey and squid cocktail bait out there. Oh, right hand rod. Sorry guys, I meant left hand rod. Yeah, that bite on the left hand rod, that's stopped now. But I'm pretty sure that was a dogfish. The classic up and down slow pull. But that's 2 bites in 2 casts. I'll take it. Especially on a freezing cold evening. That light starting to fade now, and I suspect that's why a few fish are moving in. Come on. To be honest, I don't care what they are. If they are dogfish, then so be it. When nothing else is feeding, you can often rely on the good old doggy. The sound of that water crashing up against the rocks, it's impressive. Where I'm fishing, I'm high up, well away from the water, and therefore there's no danger. Apparently later on the wind is meant to die down, but I don't know. The weather forecast these days seems to be less accurate. Or so it seems anyway. And I think it's going to be a case of going with the flow and hoping for the best. I'm just looking across now to the south beach. I can see a couple of dog walkers, but apart from that, it's very quiet. I'm the only mad fool out. I can't help it. Fishing is in my blood. I blame my dad. Yeah, strange. Couple of good bites, but it's gone dead again now. We're around an hour and a half off high water. hopefully it'll pick up again soon. Yeah, I thought it was all going to kick off, but those fish, they've moved on. Must have been a shoal moving through. That can often happen. On the 3/0 pulley pennel, I've just stuck on a big mackerel bait. You never know, there could be a couple of bullhuss out there. Wishful thinking, I know, but it's worth a crack. Bang on high water now, guys. Completely dead. I'm trying all sorts. Different bait combinations, different ranges, long, short, but nothing. I'm not surprised, to be honest, given the time of year. I'll give it now another hour, hour and a half, and that'll be me done. Back to the house, a bit of food, and into my cart. Well, conditions are getting quite bad now. The wind is increasing in strength and fast, and it is Baltic, and I mean Baltic. I'm trying to stick it out, but I don't think there's any point, to be honest. I think I'll have 2 more casts, which in my case means 5 more. I often wonder whether it's me, but you could have put 20 anglers along here tonight and I don't think anyone would have caught. But I won't lose hope. I'll be back, like I said earlier. Spring now, and those summer species, they'll be moving in. And I'll try this spot now, maybe in a couple of months' time. I do want to go back down to Brixham as well. Thinking maybe May, but depends on the prices. As we all know, everything is shooting up by the week. It's not cheap. You do wonder where it's all going to end. It's quite worrying, really. I mean, even being down here this week, you know, popping into the shops and buying things, buying food, etc. The difference compared to, say, even last year is incredible. It's not good. Right, 2 more casts. 2 more. Right, I'm gonna pack up now, guys. To be honest, it's becoming unfishable. The wind is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And also, I've been here for hours and I'm getting a bit tired. I'm sorry I couldn't get any fish on camera for you. I threw the kitchen sink at it, literally. But that's the way it goes, and if they're not there, they're not there. There's not much you can do about it. But I reckon when I come back in a couple of months' time, we'll have a few fish. As always, thanks for watching. It's mega appreciated. Any questions or comments you have, pop them below and I'll get back to you. Until the next one, look after yourselves, take care. All the best.